You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast.
We're always starting.
We always start when the mic's in front.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
Do you mind a dart or?
Nah,
No, you want to have a cig? You want to have a cig, mate? We'll light one up
got
in
a few. Fucking hell. No,
Look,
I-
somewhere in here.
I've definitely had a dart.
Oh, yeah.
Or a few, but I wouldn't say I'm a dartsman. No.
No.
Okay.
Not after a couple
But no,
of
I
bloody-
definitely, like, my last cigarette definitely wasn't in the last 2 years, 3 years.
Okay, I thought
See,
maybe.
it's funny. You don't strike me as a dartman.
I don't.
But you know what? I think with the hair and the shirt.
Imagine,
and like,
it wouldn't be, if you saw a dart packet come out of the top pocket,
If you jumped out of a semi, right,
And
like
didn't
a
have a
big
cigarette hanging out of your
Kenworth or
mouth?
something, I'd go, that cunt smokes darts.
there he is.
And
Yeah.
drinks chocolate milk.
well, I think what you'd say is, can I bum a dart off?
Yeah, yeah.
You wouldn't
Do
even.
you
There's no
mind?
thinking about it.
And he'd roll it one-handed
Oh,
and
you
throw
got
it
any
at you.
smokes for me?
Yeah.
No filters either.
Nah, straight in. Yeah. Nah. Been a while since I've chuffed on the darts, boys, so that's good.
All right, shit.
How about you?
Probably
weekend?
not as long as
We
you.
were at a Bucks on the weekend,
Yeah.
so there might have been one or two.
I don't mind
How
if
was
I'm
it?
getting up to no good.
Big rip, Jarchi's bar.
Mate, it was good fun. They're all, you're sad for a few days afterwards, and then you just work your way back.
They all take a part of your soul. You got to pay the piper. You
Yeah,
know?
you know what you're doing.
Yeah. We knocked it back to one night, though, which shows our maturity.
Yeah.
As
Growth.
Yep.
Growth, which I was trying to get my wife to admit.
Right.
I was like, Ella, I need you to admit to me that you're proud of me for only
Yeah.
going for one night instead of two. Tell me to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I'm also
Great
trying to
point.
impress Nedd, though, as well, with our growth. Because I feel like, even though he's younger than us, Edward,
But we do look up to him.
Well, we look up to him, right? And so it's like when you come in here and it's like we don't, we've grown. We only went one night.
I can see.
I'm on the long blacks. I'll see you at Centennial Park after this.
There's an energy in the room. It's building.
Bullshit.
I'll see you in there.
Are you 105 now?
No, I'm still at my heaviest though. I'd say 104. You float between.
Still in the
there.
dollar.
But I mean, that doesn't stop me running a brave 10Ks at Centennial Park.
I'm not gonna lie. There has been moments where, like in my most recent 6 weeks of just resting, or 5 weeks or so, where I've turned on Strava just for to have a look, and I see a brave Burmo 5K in Centennial. And by God, it gets me going.
Does that turn you on?
I'm not kidding. And I hate to admit how much I fucking love it. Or it's on the promenade or whatever.
Yeah, up and down, just fucking
Oh,
hammering.
you're a promenade guy.
I only do it off peak hours because I don't want to see anyone.
No lids off, promenade,
No,
middle of the
fuck
day.
no, dude. No. Oh, there's a seal's been spotted running up and down the promenade. Fuck that.
Sunburn.
Yeah, sunburnt seal. But
but
I'm
your
glad
running's
it's good to
good?
know it's
Your running's
getting you going, mate. They're fucking. If I can run 10Ks without my knees falling apart, a brave 10, then I'm fucking happy with it.
I think we've been distorted by how 10K. Some people would lose their fucking mind if they had to run 10K in a week.
Oh, fully.
I feel like just saying, oh, I went for a 10K, it's fucking incredible. Just the body, not saying what you're doing is fucking incredible, but
You're not saying that, or you are saying I'm now
a bit
lost
of both,
as to
bit of both.
I'm now
It's
trying
only both.
Okay.
I'm saying you and everyone else, they put this fucking, it's like, oh, I've only run 10K. It's like, 10K is fucking incredible.
Dude,
let's just
10Ks
not talk shit about
No.
how.
Let's not talk shit about 10K.
Now listen,
Nah.
there two things are true here. One,
However-
I didn't realize anyone was talking shit about my 10Ks, so that's got me.
No. No, I think if we go back, what I'm getting at is that I think I heard it only ran 10K.
Yeah, okay, right.
You did hear that.
Yeah.
So what I'm getting
did
at
hear
is
that.
people need to be like, no, I just ran fucking 10K.
No,
Yeah.
and I'm with you.
You're absolutely right, Ned. You
Before
did.
we-
And I'm being very generalized
Yeah,
here. I'm
thank you.
trying not to. Yeah.
No,
Anyway.
that's nice. Before we started running marathons,
Yep.
and I said marathons plural because we've both run one. Well, and you too, but you've never run an official one as far as I'm aware.
Yes, he has.
Oh, yeah.
I've done one.
He didn't break 3 hours.
Okay, I've done two. I broke 3 hours on my first official, and then my second one. Anyway, we don't need that. I'm not going to die on this
I was
Sydney
just being a
Marathon hill.
cunt. I
No,
was
it's fine. I'm not going to die on this Sydney Marathon hill.
We've all run marathons.
Yeah, we have.
That's what we can say.
No, that's what we can say here, sitting here as equals.
Yeah,
that's right.
All I was saying is that 10K to me used to be terrifying. I'd be like, fuck off, I'm not running 10Ks. Now it's like, that's sort of what I would like to do every time I'm
That's your
running.
run.
If I've got time.
Well, the great lesson learned, we've been over it many times, is you don't need to do. You can run 6 minute Ks.
Yes.
Like you can dawdle.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to be
Again, let's not say dawdle, but it's called zone 2, Edward.
Well, you can Well, like didn't Clank call it the shuffle?
Clint?
Clank.
Clanker.
Clancy.
Oh, Clancy. I see. I don't call him Clank. I didn't know it. He might have called it the shuffle. Yes, shuffle. I'm cool with. Dawdle. I'm not cool with.
Okay.
Dawdle's
Yeah,
like...
shuffle is still with intent. Dawdle is
Dawdle's.
you're dawdling.
Yeah, I'm at the shops when I'm
Yeah,
dawdling. I'm in Bondi and Westfield.
Yeah, you don't want to be in Centennial dawdling.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Tom spotted dawdling at Centennial Park.
10K
halfway through his
Dawdle.
run,
Put that
Dawdle.
on your next Strava.
Yeah, well, mine's
Brave
about bravery.
Brave,
Mine's
brave Dawdle.
Yeah, bravery.
Yeah. From the highest of highs.
A brave Dawdle. I like that.
That's fucking.
That was
disrespectful.
we'll get to the run, but I just want to.
We do not have to. Talk
There was a
Okay, sweet. No, we'll skip
You
it.
know.
No, we'll skip it.
There was a moment though when Tom and I went out there and you were fucking balls deep in that thing. And what did he say to you, Tom, in regards to your 5K?
Oh, dude, that was so funny. I'd run 5 that day. We'd been on the podcast and we were I was talking about how fucking tough it was because it was
How hot
hot.
it was,
It was a hot day. I was like, fuck, it was hot out there.
And I was like, "How was your 5K?"
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, how's a 5K?
No.
You can't. I was like, oh, it's a bit warm.
So I had no idea you guys were coming out. Thank you so much, obviously, as well. I want to have that on the public
Well,
record for
yeah,
helping
you're
and
welcome.
supporting
Thank
and being
you.
there. Obviously, the
wouldn't
Dunnies could have done with some fucking aircon.
Hot shitters.
Hot shitters, but they stacked up, and the removal of the one with the step and putting in a
Yeah, we had to make that
disabled
happen.
one that helped a lot. Yeah, I fucking struggled. Like obviously, when I listened to you guys, there's a lot of joy there, but I could not have any joy listening to you guys or anything for that matter. And then when I was listening, it was all of 15 minutes I listened to that podcast, and I think I fucking ended it when you go, yeah, brave 5K, hot Eddie, but fuck, I got it done. And I'm just like, and I know it was all a piss take. I know it was all like, what you guys are, but fuck me, I just ended it. And then 2 hours later, you guys rocked up, and I was like, I've got to rip
He
this.
didn't need to hear that.
No, not at all. And it actually made me, when you said it, it made me laugh. But then I was thinking about it, and I'm like, that actually would have fucked me off no end if I was in his position. Hearing that, I would have like the fucking head noise, and then me like, oh shit, she was hot out there. 5K is not even fucking half a master lap, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
It was like lane 8 to lane fucking 3 or something.
oh mate. It was absolutely insane, that whole thing, dude. And it felt like, and this is obviously outside, like it sort of went by so quickly, but also it felt like it was going for so long. How's the body? You sore still? Because you're out running.
Yeah, I'm feeling quite good. I want to just get back on the horse, and like I'm still a bit niggly, but there's no damage structurally, which is good.
Have you recovered quicker from this than the
Oh, yeah, fuck yeah.
across the country?
Even my head, like I think the biggest, most fuckery thing was that on the Oz run, it was kind of like double the time it took me, so 90 days or so, to get my head back to like on the same kind of frequency that everyone else is on.
Okay.
Because for that in between, like in that period of the 90 days or so, I wouldn't have dates sorted. I wouldn't know. Someone would say it's on Wednesday, and I would like just assume that's Wednesday 3 weeks. And so I'd book it on the 20th when it was meant to be the 9th or whatever.
Yeah,
right.
And so but there was no, I just couldn't work out what was going on in my head. So this only happened for probably like 20 or so days.
Yep.
So I was a bit out of it for those, 2 and a bit
part of it
weeks.
a come down. Like there's just so much going on. It's such there's the intensity of attention as well as everything else is like.
This time round was like, it was very, very, very different. In that, it was fucking 10 times harder.
Yeah.
And more intense, and that I had zero time to myself. Like I had no time of reprieve, like no, moments of like, I'm just going to sit here and enjoy this, because when I was in the shower, I was wasting time. When I was eating, I was chewing into sleeping time. When I was sleeping, I was chewing into track time. It was just like this relentless fucking thing that would never end until it was done.
Yeah.
So there was like that element to it, but then there was like, I had no fun. Like on the Oz run, I had fun. Like we were laughing, we were talking about the day over dinner. We were, in my struggles, I was finding a lot of humor. In my struggles here, I was like, fuck me. Like I want to laugh. I want to bring everyone in on it. But then I just I couldn't even exert the energy to bring a fucking smile. And
was that through pure exhaustion, or was it the fact that you're on a track and you couldn't get away from everyone, and it was just like this fucking repetitive, same shit over and over.
I think it was that more than anything. I think it was like, yeah, if I needed food, it wasn't 5K away. It was there on the next loop. So it was almost like I was too accessible for everyone. And then add on the live stream, add on the people that came, add on the people hanging out at 2 a.m. on the fence, just like screaming. Like I couldn't leave. And there's never been more, not scrutiny, but more eyes on something. Like I couldn't hide.
Yeah.
Well, because it was always on, bro.
Yeah, but always on stream, but you are
not that I
literally
couldn't
in
hide.
this spot.
Yeah, like not that I wanted to hide, but I just couldn't be on my own with myself. Like with the Oz runner, there was moments there for 10K where I just would be on my own, not a soul watching. If I don't want to check my phone, I don't have to. Yeah. And I can just be. And like, dude, just fucking that master lap, right? Like just finishing one, hopping on the bed. I kind of explained it as, you know, Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise, how he goes through, he dies, wakes up, has to do it all again.
Yes.
And he gets further. And he dies and he remembers it. And he goes again. He keeps getting further. Fucking, I would get on the bed and I'd nap for 2 minutes because I couldn't sleep. Like I just could not fucking sleep. So I'd get on the bed, on the physio bed. And for some reason, it was like my only time I could actually fall asleep. I'd go, give me 2 minutes, belly. So I'd go to sleep, wake up. Belly hasn't moved. Mum hasn't moved. The fucking Lynx cans are there. The shoes are here. The track is the exact same fucking track. The people on the fence, nothing's moved. And it was like I was in this loop that would never, ever, ever end.
Oh my God.
And so I'm like, I'm trying to go, it will end. But myself and the way in which I'd like cooked my brain to get to that point to understand that this is what you're doing until it's done, you're not leaving.
Yeah.
So when you're in that, you're like, oh my fucking God, like I'm never getting out of this. And then when I did finish, like I finished the run, and because I was so hardwired, like a fucking just dog that's getting attacked, he's like, oh, what are we doing? For like the next week, I'm napping for about 2 hours and going, fuck, I'll get to lane 8. I've got to get to lane 8. And then Mum's like, it's fine, everything's all good. I'm like, I know what you're saying. It's not computing because I think I need to actually get back to lane 8 right now.
Damn.
Yeah, and then
Christ.
So did you stay with people for a while after that?
yeah, Mum stayed with me for like 4 or 5 days because my feet were fucked up. I had a pretty bad chest infection on like day 4, and that kind of went through.
You got a chest infection mid-run.
Yeah, day 4, my toes got really infected, and then my chest, I started to have this like really wheezy cough, and I couldn't. Yeah, and then at night I'm like, my throat's like closing up, and I was like, this is starting to get a bit. I'm gonna die here.
Wow.
And then I had Sports Doc come and he gave me like a central nervous injection to like a localized anti-inflamm injection, probably like the most powerful you can fucking give.
Nice.
And then a pretty heavy antibiotic.
4 days. 4 days in.
4 days in.
So the chest infection, what came from your feet getting infected, and then your body just getting run down.
I think run down. So that adding on like the no sleep.
Yeah.
It got pretty nasty. And then the end of day 5 was by far the worst. Like that's when I've said it a few times, but like I've never been to the point of what's death, obviously, but like I reckon I was touch and go there with what it might feel like to be that close to death.
And what was that? Like what were the markers that made you feel like that?
So I'd hit 800K. We was awesome that morning of the day 5. So it was 5 days, 6 hours or something we'd hit it, which was like midnight of that day. And it was like awesome, celebrating. And then I had this like, that means I got another 800K to go.
Yeah.
Which like was great. I'm halfway. This is awesome.
fucked.
5 days. But what it took me to get 800K in 5 days, I was like, oh shit, we're up against it. I would have got another 40 or 50K out. And that morning, I remember sitting down because I was, again, like that hardwired to just like, well, we've changed it. So I'm going to run for 12 hours, 2 hours rest, 12 hours, 2 hours rest.
Yeah.
And like the lack of sleep was starting to catch up. Everything was starting to really take its toll. But then I was sitting at the table in like the end of the master lap, and I was trying to work out how to pick up this spoon.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, fuck, like I wanted to tell someone to do it for me, but I couldn't even work out that. I couldn't, my brain just turned to full mush. So then like trying to comprehend what I need to do in terms of the bigger picture. Like, what do we do here? There was complete incapability of that.
Oh,
like,
my God.
Was that terrifying, or were you just numb to everything?
Yeah, I think what was cool was that I had no pressure on me on anything because I was just, again, the words there.
Your
I'm not
biggest
going to
problem
use
is
the
trying to
word.
pick up a spoon.
Yeah, and fully and trying to work out if I wanted to eat the thing in front of me or like I couldn't even explain that scenario. Like that's to the point of not actually having a comprehension of how or what or why you're going to try and eat this thing. So then mum's like, I'm sitting there for 20 minutes. I'm like banging my head on the table and I'm like, she's like, you're wasting time. Like we've either got to try and run or get to sleep. And mum's obviously like, let's get to sleep. So I said, right, I'm going to go to bed for 45 minutes. They put me in the wheelchair, wheeled me across, took my shoes off, but let everything on, like left all the tape on, left like all my clothes on, put my hoodie on, and I've laid in bed and I said to mum, I'm like laying down. My resting heart rate's about 95, which is usually like 40.
Okay, right, yeah.
I'm laying there,
So
I go,
you're
Mum.
jacked.
Oh, yeah, jacked up. And I was like, do you mind staying outside the door in case like I capitulate here because I feel like something's going to happen? And then about 20 minutes after she left, my throat's like, I'm going, my nose is bleeding. I'm like, wipe my face, I got all this blood on my nose. And I'm like crying. I'm getting pretty fucking emotional now, but I'm like laying there and I screamed, but I couldn't like yell. And no one came in, so I'm like, oh no. And then I just like tried to take a breath. I'm like, okay, you're fine, you're fine. And then turns out she's in the room with Belly and James just going, let's work out a scenario here. He is going to keep going. We don't want him to. Let's work out the best way. So mum just comes in storming. They obviously made the agreement that I'm not going out there again to run, and goes, you're going to bed, get in the fucking shower, you're getting 6 hours. I went, thank you. Thank fuck for that. Oh, finally. Fuck. And then
Someone's made a decision.
Yeah,
for
like
you.
finally, like it was like they got it. They like Belly and Mum understand it, and then everyone else there were kind of a bit like, oh well, he said it, so we must have to make sure he keeps going. And Mum's like, it doesn't matter. Like he'll kill himself, and that's not what I'm willing. I'm not willing to watch this happen. No. If it was a day out and it was like, oh, this is fuck it.
Yeah.
But it was just not, and so that's when I went and had a shower, and I would have slept for about 2 or 3 hours, and I think that was just the antibiotics started to kick in, the stuff on my feet.
Well, you were saying to me when I saw you a couple of weeks ago at Jeff's that you reckon the first 4 nights you didn't sleep at all.
Not a wink.
Which is fucked.
Well, that's completely absurd.
And then after that first 100 mile, which I was 16 hours bang on, would have got to bed at 9 a.m. I was laying there like this, not because I was too sore or anything, but actually because the moment was getting to me, I think. And I wish I potentially worked on that a bit more. And I worked on all the things I knew, but I obviously in my training wasn't as caught up in the moment about what was happening.
Yes.
It's just
training,
and I know this thing's up ahead, so I'll worry about it then.
Yeah.
But then after that, like day 2, it was a 19-hour day, and then day 3 was a 20-hour day. And by the time you've eaten, showered, gotten ready, got in bed, you've got 2 hours before you have to wake up, go again.
And there's almost an element of like trying to get to sleep that makes it the hardest to get to sleep, where you're like, fucking get to sleep.
Especially when your heart rate's jacked.
Yeah.
I don't want to hop in an ice bath. Like last thing I'm going to do is hop in an ice bath. And you're sitting there and you're like, your body's trying to process food. You're trying to because you've got a full stomach.
Yeah.
You've been eating all day. You're so hyper aware. You're fucking...
Is there any part of...
Your toes, your feet, my feet. Like they were just ripped.
That video you put in the Punters and Dribblers was foul.
It was
also
foul, but it was also great content.
No, it was fantastic content. Pumped its dick off.
I was
man.
amped
No,
up.
loving
I was
it.
amped up.
But is there a worry with this sort of shit? And like, I guess... Obviously, like with your mum and stuff who are very close to it, but then, from the people who love you from outside, it's like, it's kind of fucking crazy that you're running to a point where you might kill yourself. Do you reflect on that and be like, maybe I don't need to redline it as hard? And I'm not saying it even that there's an answer there from my own opinion, but it's like, dying's pretty fucking full on.
It's pretty final.
But death's pretty final.
Yeah,
Do you think about that? Like, do you think about, maybe I pushed that too hard then? Or is it like...
Nah. Mate, if I get... Not at all. Mate, I could die next week.
And
I'd prefer... The other thing, like, what I've found through doing these, and I fully believed I could get this 1,000-mile track record. I had no, regardless of what you want to think, I had no doubt I would get this thing or fucking die trying.
Right.
So when it wasn't achievable, I'm still going to leave it out there, and that's that hard balance. In 20 years' time, I'll have all the running under my legs, and I could take these things on, and that's why all these people who have these records are 45, 50.
Yes. Yeah.
That is not the point for me. The point is going at it and throwing the fucking everything at it. But in the pursuit of something that you're not really sure if you're going to get, maybe you might, maybe you won't. I think that's way more courageous than attempting something you know you'll get.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
100%.
And because
Like 10Ks at Centennial.
fully, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people who in their day to day will not attempt something because they know it may not be achievable.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that to me is fucking wild. And I prefer to once a year feel like I'm going to die trying to get something. And maybe I die, but it's going out doing the thing.
Yeah.
It does sound ridiculous. And I did an ABC interview about that. And a lot of the comments were like, oh, it's to be naive and young again. And it's like, okay, but you've never felt that feeling I feel when I'm in that moment. There's nothing like it. And I feel like, that was the whole idea behind the Uncomfortable Challenge. That was the whole idea behind, I think, why I do all this is like, we can do these things, and I'm just fucking hopefully just showing that it's all well and good to do so.
Does that do your head in when you read particularly comments from some running journalists and like some parts of the running community at large that were like, this guy's fucking taking the piss out of the sport and he's not giving enough kudos to those that have come before him, and he's it's just a fucking influencer who wants to grow his brand, and he's never going to be a sniff of breaking the record. There was a lot of noise around that this time. Did that fucking do your head in? How do you?
Because there was no noise the first time, right?
Yeah.
This is like the noisy,
How do you reflect on that noise now? Because what you did in finishing how many days? 12 days.
12 days, 13 hours.
You beat the female record.
I'm the fastest person to do it since I've been alive.
Right.
So
there you go.
Anyone-
right?
the-
So do you know what I mean? So there you fucking go.
So there you go.
The 8 people ahead of me who've ever done it.
So you're 9th all time.
Yes.
Okay. right.
But I am 20 years the younger of the...
Next best.
Of the next,
right.
right.
Fucking hell. See, there you go.
So there hasn't been. So how are you? 25, 6,
25.
So in 25 years, it's the best time in 25 years. The 9th best all time.
I'm also going
And he's
to...
the youngest by 20 years.
Yeah. Okay, on your question,
Yep.
there are purists in fucking everything. And there will always be the exact way in which you must do it. That was apparent from the get-go. Because I said that when I announced the run, I announced and said I'm going after this record with the name of the guy who did it. If I didn't put his name up there, I would have got in fucking shit for not putting his name.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are going to be people who hate on you fucking regardless of what you do. And I remember speaking to Blake about this. I'm like, how do you get to that point where, why would you pursue all these people to try and love you, right? And he's like, you got all these people who hate you, but all these people who actually just can't love you enough. How do you deal with that? And he goes, you either be yourself, have a backbone, stand for what you believe in, and you will always have this handful of people who just can't ever be happy about that.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Or you stand for nothing. Throw a big fucking banner over everyone and be broad as anything, general as anything, and there'll still be a smaller amount.
Well,
But
people
these
hate you for
are
being too
what
general.
What are you changing for?
Yeah.
Why are you trying to appease these people when you've got everyone? And it's like, for me,
It's a great
I
bit of
haven't
advice.
I haven't taken these things on. Like when I started this, I was doing it under the cover of darkness to 3 people on Snapchat. I wasn't, and then the 50 Maras was the same thing. Like the intention, it does blow my mind that people go, oh, he's only doing this to build a following. When
I
I'm
know,
like,
dude. I know.
The following comes because I'm doing the thing.
Yeah.
But they see it as this. And I think that's just the best piece of advice I learned was that it is fully a reflection of them. But when you first copped it, like when you first get those messages, you can't help but feel it's attacking you.
Fully.
Yeah.
And it's like frustrated almost. You're
like, how on earth?
It's so not the case.
Fully. And then, but who is to say that these people who've never met you have a perfect understanding of you as a person, better than you yourself, who lives with you and knows your ins and outs.
Yeah, and your intention and your motivation.
Yeah,
and all
so
that shit.
who are these people to have an exact
I know.
understanding?
Well, it's actually
and we're
fucking
going to give them the
insane,
weight
gender.
to say, oh
Yeah.
yeah, and then I'm going to get consumed by that. I think that's what's really cool now is that I go, it is fully just a reflection of them. And if it's, looking in the mirror and going, it's all good. You know why you're doing this.
It's 100%. It's 100% a reflection of themselves. To get angry about you at saying I'm gonna try and break the record, and yeah, Jonas Kouros has got the record and he's the greatest of all time. You even said that in the advancement
Fully.
video, and I'm doing it to raise money for homelessness, and people still get pissed off about that. Like, you're a sad fucking loser
The
if
world's
that
filled
gets
with
under
them.
your skin.
Well, I do genuinely feel sorry. And the other part is like, I'm not saying I'm the greatest. It's just these people going,
Sounds
it's
like that's what you're
gatekeeping.
saying, mate.
It does. It does. It's the gatekeeping of things which blows my mind. It would happen in boxing. It would happen in swimming. It happened in
1000%.
fucking anything. Like Ross
1000%.
Edgley cops it like nothing else.
Yeah.
Just because he's not going the generic path that you're supposed to in order to be a long distance swimmer.
You swim around the UK. By
I
the way.
was just going to wait for someone to feel. I was like,
Swimmer. It's actually
freak human-
really?
Really?
fucking sick, dude.
Ross Edgley.
Ross Edgley.
Edgley,
One
yeah.
day the tides were so strong, right, that he spent the whole day in the water and didn't move, but he had to be in the water to not go backwards.
And he just did a 540K or 50 something hour non-stop swim in the Yukon in Canada.
Oh, how
because
500 and
500 and something kilometers.
oh,
Yeah,
Jesus.
it's a flowing thing, so he's getting carried, but it's like he's had to stay awake for 2 days. It was 2.5 days.
my God.
But what the way in which he is too is he just smiles and he's so happy and so grateful, and he loves that he gets to do these things and show people
Yeah.
you can take on. You don't have to do it like we're all fucking. I always say we're all just fucking monkeys. It's like who cares, mate?
Yeah.
And I get it. Like we do need the purists. We do need the people who love the sport for what it is, because it is that.
It is
big
those
thing
things
because
as
of
well.
it, right? But it's like, I get it from the other point of view where it's like if someone's intentions aren't pure because they've seen someone do something and go, well, I could do that, so I'm gonna. It's like
Yes.
you're never gonna match a Goggins.
No.
That's why there's all these people going, stay hard. It's like, be you, dude. And you'll probably cop a bit of hate, but you'll also cop so much fucking love. And that's what I'm never taking for granted is the actual overwhelming positivity. Like they unfortunately are really loud, that really small group of people who want to keep it. That's why I never want to highlight them, because the overwhelming support is that
Yes.
there's 99% of people who
sure.
are just fucking devoted, who, we had 25,000 sign up to the Uncomfortable Challenge.
But you're right. It would be 99%. A super.
It's
super,
always
super positive.
99%. Like I think of anyone, unless if you are like your intention, if you are who you are, right?
Yeah.
The people that talk shit are the fucking absolute
Yeah.
minor.
It was just the nature of this one where it was like this small part of the running community that we're trying to protect.
The difference
like these
is like-
old records.
But the
I'm
difference
like,
is like there's purists and then there's gatekeepers. Purists is someone who just believes in the fucking in doing it a certain way.
These
Gatekeepers
would
are
be
like, you
gatekeepers.
can't do this because of this.
Yeah.
It's like they're trying to hold you back.
I'm always like trying to weigh it up, and then you get an elite triathlete or you get an incredible runner who messages and goes, mate, you got Australians up and moving. What you did, what we're watching you do, over 3 marathons a day. He goes, like, people saying that to me from the background of what they're in is like,
That's the people you want to
So
hear from.
25,000 signed up to Nedd's Uncomfortable Challenge.
Yeah.
That's a fucking big number.
That's a lot.
Huge.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
How does it make you feel?
Incredible. And like, yeah, the intention, because obviously behind the Oz run, and again, I've got no fucking idea what I'm doing. I don't, like, I've got no, apart from wanting to do good, wanting to push myself and just making the most of it. It's like, whatever happens, let's try and make if something comes of it, we'll go, oh, let's lean into this. And that's what happened after the Oz run was like, there's a lot of people going, hey, Neddo, we just saw you do this. We went and did our Mara. We went and did this. And I'm like, maybe we can give that kind of framework for people to go, fuck, I'm going to do something myself. And that's kind of was the idea. And it's like, it may work, it might not. But if I, do what I say I'm going to do and see it through, we'll definitely have people go, well, fuck, I got to do something now. And that's what it definitely felt like. And yeah, to see that was wild. A lot of work went in behind it. Like, it wasn't just, set up this thing. It was like fucking hours and hours and hours last year or this year. But yeah, I think it's got a lot of legs, and I think it's going to transcend any stupid running record for sure.
Yeah.
That's the hope.
That's
is that
the
it
hope,
becomes
yeah.
this. It's much bigger than, records are important and they're great to attempt and break, and sounds like someone who didn't get one, but they also, in the pursuit of them, are fun as fuck.
Yeah.
Or really shitty, and you get to learn things about yourself that you never thought.
Is it something that you think you'll
And
like
share
try
memories.
and do every year? Not necessarily like the fucked up thing, but like the Ned's Uncomfortable Challenge would become almost like a dry July or a sober October. It's sort of like,
Nucktober.
yeah.
That's what we're going to call it. Nucktober.
Nucktober?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Ideally, yeah, that's the hope. And like every second year, so the year I don't do an event, but I don't know, I might, in 2 years' time, I might not want to do another event. But
Doubt it.
at the moment, it'll be this every second year that I'm not doing it, I'll like really partake in it and do like the ideal art. Like this time round will be that I, fly to Perth and I might do a half marathon day for 10 days, fly to Perth, do a group run there, do a group run there.
Okay.
And just a bit more community with me involved in it, hopefully. Because obviously I was just laying down on my couch this time around.
Yeah, you don't that one though, bro. That's
I think you don't want. I like that though.
Yeah.
That's getting involved in it. That's sick.
Yeah.
Now, obviously,
Nucktober is funny.
Nucktober,
Yeah.
it is.
One of the boys said, he goes,
I like Nucktober.
Nucktober's the new Movember. I'm like, fuck, I love that.
Yeah,
We're going
or
it.
No Nut November. Don't tell me you know what No
I
Nut
mean, we can do
November
that
is.
if we want.
Well, that would be my Ned's
No
Uncomfortable
Nut.
Challenge.
Yeah.
You don't, no Nut November.
Oh,
do you?
no.
Come on, son.
I was looking at
Blend.
you going, what the fuck?
Never heard of
Where's
that?
he going with this?
Yeah,
Nah.
yeah.
And then
Anyway,
baby.
sorry, everyone. I brought cum into it. Punters and dribblers, we are brought to you by our good friends at 4 Pines. Go down to your bloody local, wherever that sells booze, and get yourself a big, fat, dirty case of 4 Pines Japanese lager. I'll tell you something, Eddie, and I'll tell you it for free. There's a very good chance that by 2025, this nation has turned completely Japanese. The amount of people reaching out to let us know they've turned Japanese.
A lot of DMs.
Yeah.
Heaps of DMs. Mountains of DMs.
Mountains of DMs.
Turn Japanese, punters and dribblers. Just even if you try it.
Yeah. Just try
Just
try
try it.
turning Japanese.
Just try turning Japanese. See how it feels on you.
Try it on.
Try it on by drinking it down.
That's right. 4 Pints Japanese lager. It is the good stuff. Obviously, Ned's challenge, very important. Equally as important, and this is coming from two of your dear, close personal friends, Tom and Eddie here, who were very happy to be a part of it all. But what we were a little bit surprised by was that we weren't like called out to run with you at any point, like at 2 a.m, and like, obviously, just wondering if that was like an accident or.
Well, I think you needed to get through a master lab.
Yeah. We weren't saying there were any brave 10Ks out there.
You're more likely to do the 12.8.
You had to get 12.8.
Yeah,
Minimum
no
12.8.
half master laps.
Nah.
But you had some fucking absolute animals.
You were welcome. You were welcome.
Oh, please, I'm taking the piss. But you had some like fucking incredible people. Like, one of the great things was like, I can't remember if it was like Matty J or someone, I heard him use this term, but he's like, oh, Nedd TV's back on. And it was like when you could get up every day and you could tune in and you were still going, or you'd be getting, I'd wake up for a piss some nights and go, this cunt's fucking,
Mate, I'd check it, I reckon, like 30 times
all the
a day.
time. But there'd be these times where you check and you go, who's he running with? Is that fucking Pat Cummins is out there having a run with him? What the hell? Like, did you know any of that? Did you know they were coming, or would they surprise you with those?
I didn't know any, like, even Volk. Like, Volk, the first time Volk came, he was there for like 4 hours with his physio, just like. So funny. On that, like, I'm thinking about, like, I love that it was never, like, exactly what you're saying. You're waking up at 2 a.m. Like, I love that that's what this brings. It's not about, you know what I mean? It's like bringing people, regardless of if you like it or not, you're still talking about it.
Yeah, and you're like, well, what's he doing? And it also, like, when it started, it was like...
That to me means it's fucking pure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if it's not,
Yeah.
you're going to look straight through it. No one gives a fuck.
Yeah.
When it started, it was sort of like, it took me a day or two to get back into Nedd, like, as in to fully realise I was back where you were when you were running, where it was like all we'd fucking talk about.
Because Nedd TV back in the day was waiting for you to finish so we could check your Strava and
Yes.
then waiting for the post. But Nedd TV this time was like, you just picked the fucking phone up, baby.
24/7.
It was 24/7,
Which
dude.
is what I found weird is that the Oz run, no one really saw me hobble and hurt.
Yeah.
People only heard an update and me saying, I've never been better, even though I was fucked. Or I would say I was fucked, but you didn't really have a concept of that.
No.
You didn't know what fucked meant.
Yeah.
But with the limited amount of running I've had in my legs, it obviously brings a fuck ton of injuries. And then I'm running around like a very injured human being. Yeah. And now there's 24/7 live footage of me going.
Dawdling, some would say.
Fucking oath there was dawdle. There was the
brave dawdles.
Brave dawdles. But like there was people going, I want this to stop, but I also want this to like keep going. But we're so in like,
engaged.
Stop, buddy, stop, because
you don't know what to do.
Yeah,
I can't look away.
And you're watching me trying to get up to the toilet.
Your nose is bleeding and shit. When I first saw your nose bleeding, I'm like, can't.
Yeah.
This seems like it's so fucked up, but like I'm also like, get back out there.
Yeah, come on, buddy.
Yeah, stop sleeping. Going, you bad cunt.
Yeah, fucking wild. That was the other part that I just couldn't, like that concept of like so many eyes and so much. Yeah.
What do you talk about with Pat Cummins when you're running around? Like you're completely fucked, I assume. So it must be hard. Do you feel like almost an obligation, like, you know, when you're entertaining guests, you're like, and you're hungover, you're like, I really would prefer you're not here, but like, I'm going to have to like just ask you some menial questions here.
Yeah.
How's
So
training?
when Pat came, it was fine because I was in a good mood. I was feeling okay. I was good rhythm. Haim was the same. Yeah. Like I didn't even like Volk, Izzy, Jess, like none of these. No idea they were coming.
Yeah.
Even Izzy, no one knew Izzy was coming. Like it wasn't even coordinated.
Didn't he just show up?
Yeah. So
that's mad.
He saw Tyson come down. He saw Volk there, and he's just like he knew it was building when he that's what he said when he got there. But he goes, I have to get there, and so it was 4 p.m. in Auckland, and he goes, fuck it, I'll get the 6 o'clock from Auckland to.
Is that what he just jumped on a flight?
He just flew over.
No, he just books a flight. Didn't even get his secchies. Usually travels all the time with 2 secchies minimum. Yeah. He flies over on the last flight out of Auckland, gets a room at the Ridges, books a room at the Ridges, calls Volk, says, can you come pick me up? He goes, yeah, no worries. So Volk comes to the track, Volk leaves, picks up Izzy, Izzy comes to the track.
Really?
And then he pops out of nowhere. I'm like, and you know what was fucking weird, which is like similar, I don't know about that kind of moment when I was telling you last time, but I went, Izzy's coming today. Like I just knew at some point. I was like, and so when he rocked up, I wasn't I wasn't as shocked because I just knew he was coming.
You felt it
fully, even though, and that's what I said when he got there. I was like, I fucking knew you were coming today. And he goes, brother. And then he goes, do you mind? It was really nice. He wasn't like expecting to run with me. He just said, I'm going to ask, is it okay if I do a run? I was like, fucking oath. But on that was like, I'm 2K in and I'm like, I love yous, but like, I can't talk here.
Yeah.
Like, last thing I want to do is fucking yarn with you.
Yeah.
And
it was shitting down with rain.
Hissing down with rain. And everyone's like tweaking out because Stylebender's here. And I'm just like, LA is. And then, Volk's there. And then one of the team go, Nedd, and points to Jess. And I go, who is it? Like I couldn't see Rain's coming down. And she's like waving. And I saw like the Red Bull hat. And I go, oh, it's Jess Fox. I go, hello. And then thank fuck, because about 200 metres later, they just start talking.
Oh, yeah.
Because I go, hey, Izzy, this is our golden girl. And he goes, what do you mean? I go, oh, she's, great, so many
Jess
gold,
Fox,
gold in all the Olympics, blah, blah, blah. And so they just started chinwagging. I'm like, oh.
Thank God. Oh, that was, so it actually worked out probably pretty well.
Yeah,
having
amazing.
2 instead of 8,
Yeah, and so I was like, you guys just keep getting into it.
Would you feel comfortable in that moment, say with Izzy, just say Jess wasn't there, would you be like, mate, I just need
fully
silence?
I need to shut up. Yeah, fully. And like there was a lot of that. Well, we had conversations. I was excited to see him. Like I was very keen to talk to him.
For sure.
I said, hey bro, I'm on a 200 walk, 200 run. So if you want to run, you can run. But I'm walking for 200, run for 200 because my knee was so fucked. And I was like, this is what I'm doing. So you can either join me, but we're walking, running. And he goes, yeah, fine.
It would be pretty punchy if he was like, mate, I'm just going to keep running.
He's like, oh yeah, no.
He's like, I'm actually going to keep running.
Showed him up.
I've got 12 to get to. He actually took running out of his program. And so it was like the first run back in ages for him.
Oh, really?
He was busted by the end of the lap.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, he did 1.5 laps, which was like...
1.5 master laps?
Master laps, yeah. So which was like 15K.
That's pretty fucking good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fucking no.
I thought I was like, he did longer than fucking...
I'm sure. I'm like, he did 1.5 laps. That's disgraceful.
Yeah. But when he rocked up, he goes, oh, you're 115 laps in. But I was 115 master laps in. So that's like 3,400 laps.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, you're 115 laps in. And I go, what, today or the whole thing? He goes, no, the whole thing. And I go, dude, add another 3,400 on. And he's like, what? It was pretty fun. It was punchy. He was like, oh shit.
You're in it right now.
Yeah,
You're in
I'm
the
like, yeah,
fucking
dude,
thing.
have a go at what's going on in my fucking shins.
And then but also you had the boys come out and like run with you in the night. Hey, like you had Harry, Jeff, and like your mate. Is it Tom? Is that your
Tommy? Oh fuck yeah, Tommy! What a weapon!
And does he? Is he like a psycho like yourself? Does he like doing crazy shit?
He's the one person in my life that, like, I reckon fully understands me.
Right.
Yeah, right.
And I fully understand him.
Okay. That's
I like, even to my like family.
Oh yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
great. What a fucking
Yeah.
nice thing to have. Especially with someone as fucked as yourself. You have someone who can.
Yeah,
Well, it's good to have another bar.
Good to have another psycho in there.
He hasn't run, like, he's run a bit. He's probably running. He's doing a solo, unsupported, unassisted crossing of Antarctica, hoping to break the 22-day record.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't.
So you'll go
22 days?
yeah, 1,234K.
That's pretty fucking hairy. That crossing, isn't it?
Bro,
Mate, someone died doing it.
I think a few have.
A few people have died.
Well,
yeah.
there was this guy that I was hearing about that fucking like pushed himself to the limit, and then I think he was 3 days from the end, 2 or 3 days from the end, and he called in the medevac, the helicopter, to come get him, and they flew him to Argentina. He was and then like 2 days later, his organs failed.
Jesus
he died.
Christ.
Yeah,
So
they
it's
reckon
pretty-
like, because it's a costly expense, right? Like, because there's got to be a Casiovac on fucking standby.
which had cost a fortune.
Yeah, I think it's like $250,000 just to do the thing. Like,
right.
essentially
Yeah,
for
yeah,
you,
yeah.
for someone to be able to do it, it's about $250,000 or like 200.
Yeah.
Which is like not cheap for taking on a pursuit of.
Fuck no. It's it's like to some degree, it's like just an indulgence of something you want to do, right?
Fully.
Like,
And talk about gatekeeping. That
yeah.
to
Oh,
get
really?
into being like, you have to be brought up in the Arctic. Like, you have to be like someone of polar expedition note before you can even attempt to do
oh
it.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. And so he's doing these psycho things to go, guys, I can do it. And they're like, oh, you've just got to do this. He goes, no worries. He's like booked a fucking 3-week solo expedition to Svalbard, which is like the most populated area of polar bears on the planet.
Oh.
And he's like, will this make you happy? I'm like,
So
yeah,
they make him do. They
you have to have prerequisites. So
That kind of makes sense a little bit.
Yeah, it does.
Because you will have
Otherwise, it's going to
nothing's
be a
rocking
nightmare.
up.
You're picking up dead shits all the time.
course.
Streety, you'd have a crack at it.
yeah, mate, there wouldn't be enough choppers in the world.
Exactly.
But it's almost like too hard. Like, they almost make it like, and so most people just shy away. They go, fuck
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
I don't need to cross.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
But he's just like, yeah, no worries, let's do it. And then he did a crevasse rescue course. He did a 3-week one in Sweden like 4 or 5 months ago, where he's like lost 12 kilos because he's got food poisoning, and he's like, walking 60K a day just to go out and back, just to train for it. So yeah, this pursuit of his is pretty nuts.
How do you know each other?
He was actually at uni in Sydney, from the UK, and it's just like, I feel like it's just forces, just like not forces, but like same kind of frequency on things. And when I was running 50 Maras, he heard, and he came down to do a few of them with me. Ended up running like 27 of the 50 with me. And I was like, who the fuck's this guy? Third day, I remember him
He just
getting
keeps
there.
pinning you down like, bruh. Like,
Listen, it's all
Bro,
good.
I'd be like,
man.
he goes, when are we on? I'm like, oh, I'm going to start before work. And he's like, out the front of my house at 12:30 in the morning. You're like, this is now we're talking. Now we're talking.
This guy's fucking.
I remember the first day I met, like the first day on the 50 Maras, he was like the conversation was like, hey, you going? How's your day been? I remember like day 3, dude, it was like, piss in my ass, you fucking, like just ripping like the most obscene words. I'm like, yeah, this is my guy. This is my guy. So yeah, he ended up running like 280K in the first like 5 days of being there, and then he had to go back to work in Melbourne, and then he's just like, he's like, okay, he knew he had to be back there.
Yeah.
Almost. Like,
Yeah,
he's like,
yeah,
and then he rocked up. I'm like, oh, thank fuck, Tommy's back.
yeah.
And then like, there was a day there it was pissing down rain after the first time. And he's like, oh, we do this thing in the snow. And I'm like, here we go. And he goes, oh, go get some, we got some plastic bags for bins. And I was like, yeah, what the fuck's going on here? Bro, put these like plastic bags over my socks, put it in the shoe. Pissing down rain, didn't get wet at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there's like plastic bag over the sock, bit bigger shoe, in there tight, do your laces up like so they're really firm around the foot. Not a single bit of water.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. Because they do it in the snow because if your feet sweat, they get wet and then they get cold because they're freezing in the water.
Yeah, right.
And you don't want that.
No.
Or frostbite, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, so like some real knowledge.
Some shit that I would never have done.
Crossing the
I just went out in the water.
shit.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Hectic.
Do you when you're running with him, are you just running, or are you speaking about like some fucking dark, twisted shit that only you two would get up to?
Both. So there's a lot of really,
You know what I mean?
fully.
Twisted shit.
There's moments there where you're like, there was like a mutual understanding. Like we both looked at each other. It's like till the end, almost. It's like this shit. It was almost like what's it called?
Fast and Furious.
The two cops when they jump off.
Oh, no. Fall Guys? Or no?
No, it's not.
The other guys?
The other
guys.
guys.
Take
Yeah.
the top off.
He's like the bush. Aim for the
Yeah,
bushes.
till the wheels
It was a
come
bit
off.
like that, and we're like, oh fuck, this is so dumb. Why we do this shit? But then it's like, obviously asking those questions, like, how have we got to this point? You know what I mean? Like, there's that many people watching this on the stream. You're fucking like, no one's telling you to be here. But yeah, he's as solid as the day's long. Harry and Jeff, that was funny. Harry came out because I said I forgot I told Jeff like 7 days prior that I want him on the Tuesday night at midnight. I just must have said it randomly and said, see you Tuesday night midnight. And Harry goes, I don't know. And I go, yeah, come down. And that was at like 11:30. I didn't know. I completely forgot I told Jeff to come down. So Harry rocks up and then Jeff rocks up. He's right there at 11:58. And I'm like, that's right. I told you to come. And I was in fucking the wars. And that was like the best, because that was when I hit 1,000K.
Oh, nice.
It was just like this real sick moment. And they've just like wind guard, just this huge like tunnel of wind. So they'd come in front of me for like that 100 meter sprint, and then we go the 300, 100 meters, 300, 100 meters.
And that, because did that help? Like that wind guard actually make a difference? Like, I'm
fully.
sure it would, but it's just sort of knowing how fucked the wind would be, I imagine, when you're doing that. But just two dudes standing there created enough of a break.
Fully, and they were like, they didn't think it was that serious the first few times. So they'd be a bit apart. Like there'd be that much gap between them.
Yeah.
I go, put your fucking shoulders on each other. And they're like, oh, right. And they're like, from that moment, like, it was pretty funny because I don't know if you heard the story about me with Tommy. He didn't he didn't let me see him drink water for that whole 280K he ran.
What do you mean?
Why?
Because he didn't want to show that he was drinking water.
But why?
Because he didn't want me to see that he was drinking water.
See, so this is you guys being cracked.
Yeah,
this
and
is
I
this
was-
sicko,
that's
this
crack
dark,
shit.
twisted shit.
I was so aware
But you
of
were
it.
drinking water.
I was fine, but himself couldn't take my water. Even though it was everyone's water, we could refill it all the amount you want. This is this is what I'm getting at.
But he still drank water. He just didn't want you to see.
Yeah, no, but I remember there was a moment he ran a marathon, didn't drink a sip. And then
And
I
you
go to
aware of the
toilet.
fact that he's like,
Yeah.
not, and you like,
fully aware of it. And I go, do you want water? He goes, no. Like just straight up
would it
no.
start to piss you off? You're like, why the
Nah.
fuck's this cunt not having water? Or did you know he's just being
Well, do you want
psycho?
food? No.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
That's
no,
the sort of weird
this is
shit
this-
they get up to.
Yeah. So what
I'm
happened?
like, give me a drink, cunt.
Give me a sip of yours.
Well, that's what's funny. This I'm getting to that. So Tommy's doing this, but I'd go to the toilet and he'd run and grab water and then come back and be there ready to go.
Shout out Good Day Shitters.
Yeah, in the shitter. I'd be pumping a shit in the good day shitter. And so anyway, I've told Harry this as he rocked up. So Harry rocks up to run 40K with me. And I go, you wouldn't believe it. Tommy didn't drink a drop of water the whole time he was here with me. And he goes, And so in Harry's head, he goes, fuck. So Harry, if you ask Harry about it, he's run 40K, didn't have a single drop of water
Didn't
because
do
I
it.
said
That's so
Tommy
funny.
did it. And he goes, well, that's the example. That's the precedent.
Yeah.
And so he's telling Will and Woody that he's like, and they're fucking cackling.
Oh, my
And then
God.
so one of my, I'm not going to name him, another mate of mine who came down, we were 6 laps in, Testy there.
There was a good
We
one,
were
actually.
6, so yeah, not even a quarter of a mast lap. And they go, you want a drink? He goes, yeah. Next, and I go, you know, the boys didn't have any water the whole way. And he's like, fuck. It's not even, I was like, I mean, I must have been a bit like, Well, if you're going to drink, you're a bit of a pussy.
Yeah.
But I think they all just took that on anyway. But yeah,
That's so.
Good on Harry, mate. That's
But
incredible.
Harry's got sicko shit in him as well. He's an athlete. You know what I mean?
Mate,
It's like
we've had him on a couple of times.
exactly. He'll pause a podcast to just think about something. You know what I mean? Like he's fucking.
you can tell he was like,
Well, like he literally does.
No, that's it though, right? I can imagine like if you're telling someone who's that way inclined, like, okay, well,
Did he
that's a
pause
change.
his alarms when he went out there? That would have.
Turn them off. Yeah, the alarm's going off.
I don't know if he's still doing his alarms post Olympics.
Well, it's true. Maybe he's having a break from that. But like,
he's like 7-day fast or something.
yeah, he's not eating for
this week.
7 days.
7 days.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and he keeps posting. He's like,
There's not much of him as it is now.
I know.
He's
Yeah. Is this part of his month challenge thing that he does?
I think
like the
so.
hard stuff he does?
Yeah. I'm not too sure. I saw him the other day, but yeah, he was like getting pretty sick of just drinking coffee.
Yeah, dude.
yeah.
Yeah, and
7
like, some weird
days.
tea.
I do love
7 days is fucking
the point of view on it though, that it is an absolute privilege to do a fast. You know what I mean? Like the fact we can go, I'm not going to eat. It's
Yes.
like,
Yes.
it is an absolute, like there are people fasting
Yeah.
because
It's
they,
a great point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It is a great
and
point.
yeah. And
That
it's
you
not
get to
to,
sit
and it's
there and be like,
not to see their abs.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's it as well. It's like fasting's actually really good for you. You know, it's like, oh,
yeah.
well.
Oh, great. Can I have the food you're not eating?
Yeah,
then?
exactly. Send
Yeah.
it my way.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Fuck, 7 days is hectic. Are you doing like, you
Am
were
I
sort
fasting?
of like,
Nah.
but you were saying before in the green room,
Chucky milk guy.
well, chucky milk guy, but that you're like, you know, you got maybe a couple of rips in you.
Yeah.
You know, people are still telling tales of you at the big day piss up last year.
Mate, I'll stand by that day. That was a good day.
That was a good fucking
great
day. It was a great day.
Where's that camera I was holding for about now?
I don't know.
Yeah, we
was
still
a
got all the
well, was the one was that
footage
D or
somewhere.
Dave or has Tobler got it?
No, I've got all that video footage.
That was
there you
good
go.
fun.
Yeah.
No, I had fun. That was fun.
But so, you know, you said you're going to go back into like your monk, you know, Nedd Monkman. But
Yeah.
like, are you, I guess what I'm trying to do here is get my voice bite on the next documentary and say, what's next? Because Eddie got on the last one.
You weren't on
Because I
that.
wasn't on
Oh,
that.
right.
I
They
was
used
on-
Eddie's voice.
No, but I was obviously on that.
Yeah, you were on
Yeah.
it. I wasn't on it.
No.
Did they ask you permission for that?
Yeah, true. We should be giving you.
But he knew it'd be cool.
Well, no,
Ned
of course.
knew it'd be cool.
Well, but I mean,
we
I'm
should.
just now.
There's a
it's
few there we're going to probably bring up then.
like,
We don't own the rights to that, do we?
well, listen, what if you get me on the next one, right? Here's
Trademarking that voice, Eddie.
what's next?
Yeah, use that one.
Yeah, use that. But do cunts ask you that already?
Yeah.
Does that fuck you off?
No, it doesn't, because of course, like naturally, people- it's like, I think the biggest thing for me is like this time was very different, and I mean, I guess they all are different. And I only really learn the lessons from what I've done until I do the next thing. Like I have to do the next thing to learn what happened around the last one.
Yeah.
Because you can't really align anything with what you've done.
Yeah.
I'm not really explaining that very well, but like
But
I've
do you
only
think
really
the more that you do, the more context that you've got holistically around
Yes,
all of them?
exactly. And then, but like again, I wouldn't really understand a lot of what happened, or I wouldn't have more like the ability to comprehend doing the Oz run again. Now I've done this. It's like I
got
feel like
something
the
to
Oz
peg
run
it
would be
to.
a lot easier, or
Yeah.
it would be a lot more. I'd do this, or only through this
Doing
next one.
something else.
But do you think that that is potentially a trick of the mind? Or are you, like, because there's distance between the Oz run and now, and you've had this really hard thing in between it, do you look at it more favourably? Or do you just know for 100% that it was a lot better, a lot easier? Or a
Nah.
less
I
fucked?
I know for a fact. Like I know what was hard in that Oz run, and I know those moments where I was like, "This is fucked."
Yeah.
But relative to what I have now done,
Yeah.
that like those times where I thought, "Oh, this day 11 was fucked," I was like, "It's just shin pain."
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
I definitely had I'd inflamed shins and it was fucked.
Mm.
But now even on that, like my training 8 weeks prior, I was in dicta spans because I knew I'd have fuck shins because of a rolled ankle in New Zealand 8 weeks before I started this run.
Did you?
Yeah. I was I got so sick after New Zealand, and I had essentially 4 weeks off training, and then I had 4 weeks till the run. So I was only running on the treadmill with a dicta span on because I could only manage with that pain.
Oh, Jesus.
I was like, oh, I'll be fine. Yeah, probably on the best lead up, but anyway,
You get that.
it doesn't matter. And then, yeah, so I think like now I know about that. Like I'm like, oh, I'll just fucking get a dick span or strengthen my shins up. But like, if I only ever did the Oz run, that would be the worst fucking thing ever. The shins would be fucked.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
But yeah, I think, something will pop up. We've got a few ideas, but like, I'm just keen to enjoy what's kind of, as you said, I'm like I'm fucking monk for a year and a half, and I spend it being very, very okay with being on my own and very okay with, you know, that side of stuff. But like I want to just, you know, enjoy new friendships and celebrate with those who are there and be, yeah, just a bit more human.
Yeah.
Does it get lonely when you're in full monkman?
It gets lonely, but I'm not alone.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it feels like a sacrifice. Again, that's a privilege. I feel like I'm sacrificing in order to attain this thing. So if it's a sacrifice, then it's one you're obviously very willing to do time and time again. But yeah, part of me is like, no, I think I'm happy about being lonely.
Yeah.
As much as I...
You prefer it?
Well, you're alone. Are you alone, not lonely, or you're lonely, not alone? Because lonely, I think, was probably more like
Lonely is you've got nothing. Like I guess when you like, I guess to feel lonely is to feel like
it would be like it's almost like sadness. I would associate it with potentially.
But then, okay, yeah.
Whereas being
From that
alone
point of
is
view.
like
Do you
you're
know what I mean?
optionally
Yeah.
you're choosing.
Yeah, well, maybe that's the
Whereas
way
alone's intentional.
Yeah, yep. I mean, yeah, like
You
I've
could
got
feel
people
both,
there
I
if I
guess.
need it,
Yeah.
and I can lean on them, but I would opt to go through it alone a lot of the time.
Yes.
So yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not like sitting there miserable.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful that that's the way in which I can be. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think, and that's where Tommy's a really massive thing for me, like a good mate in that he gets it in that department. Like, I'll go out and hang out with people. Why are you being a weirdo doing, you know, choosing to do this? Like there will be a week there where I don't speak to anyone other than Tom or my mum. And it's like, because that's not the goal, is to do what I have to do. It's nothing else really matters.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess not usually the path at 25, I guess, but
With
that's
your
the kind of thing.
with your preparation for it, and forgive my ignorance generally, but like when we were trying to work, we were looking at the distances you'd run beforehand, and had you only ever run one 150K day or something beforehand? Like, did you have much of a methodology to the way you were preparing for this thing? And like, would you? I guess was that what
There was a you did a 160 into a marathon. Was the
yeah, like in
longest
terms
that
of
he'd
back
done.
to back, was there? Is that like? Would you when you reflect? Are you like I should have done more days, or I'm running fucked up, or is
Should have
that
done less,
should have done less?
fully.
Really?
Yeah. And
And
that's
what's
what
that
I've learned
about?
now from doing this.
Yeah.
So that's counterintuitive
To a couple
my
of fucking-
mind.
What you would think, yeah.
Plotters.
You can't get to a point where a training day of 160 into an 80 or into 100 is going to, like, your body's not going to be able to cop that without getting injured.
Right.
I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
You can get, you know, down 50 and be able to manage that. But that's your
Decades
whole
on-
life
decades
pursuit.
on the board.
Whole life pursuit.
Okay. Yeah.
In relation to what I do and the way in which I do it, the more beneficial thing for me would have been to tick off the 160 that I did in February or January. I went, great. I know I can do that in X amount of time. If I get fitter, stronger, I'll be able to do them quicker. But more strength work, I would have said.
Okay.
And then because my load up and my build up, I got injured. So
Yeah.
there's the 160 into the Mara was a good one for me to tick off because I knew I could wake up and run again.
Yeah.
But it would have.
I suppose actually that's an interesting way of looking at it. Like when we did the marathon, when we finished, we were fucked. Were you ever fucked or were you always just injured?
Like, I don't know how to really explain this to you unless you kind of feel it. Like,
As in like, are
Are
you...
you talking about when he's doing the 10-day challenge, or just
No,
like,
as in like when you finish like,
Like he almost died.
when you finish 160, like are you like our lungs are busted and we're fucking
yeah,
like
right.
we're low on
Do you
energy.
feel worn out?
Do you
from,
feel-
or are you injured?
Like
No,
is
not offline.
is injury the thing that is stopping? Am I explaining myself?
Yeah,
well?
I know
yeah.
what you're
Do
saying.
you know what I'm trying to say?
day
I'm
5
doing
it was.
I'm doing a poor job of
Yeah,
explaining.
but you're my Tom, you know what I mean, and I'm your Tom, so we understand each other.
yeah.
in that,
Like when you finish a 400-meter sprint, you're fucked, right? Are
you're not
you
injured.
You're not injured. Are you finishing a day fucked, not injured, or are you just like
No.
Is it the sleep and shit that ends up getting you?
Exactly. But the injury is inevitably what stops.
But it's yes.
Like, oh no, not really, to be honest. It's like the injury is that I was so sleep deprived and antibiotics and all those things. Like that's an injury kind of in itself, is that your body's not
your body's
capable
shut
of
down.
doing it.
Yeah.
At the end of a 160, like my lungs aren't busted because I'm not running at like 190 heart rate. But you finish it and you're like, that is 12,000 calories of energy. That's the force just through a fucking leg is absurd.
Yep.
Like when you finish, it's not like
You're exhausted.
It's not like
Yeah, that's what I'm
go.
looking for. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah,
like
you're
where
fucked.
where on the scale of exhaustion and fucked does it sit? You know,
it's like it's only relative to what you kind of can know yourself. Like I can say it's really fucked. It's the worst thing I've ever felt. But you're not gonna understand.
No, because like it's beyond possible for me, right?
It's beyond
And
us.
he's running 4 billion Ks in a day, so it's like, listen, it's fucked, but I've done this.
Yeah.
So it's not as fucked
It's
as
like
that.
if I say to you that the universe is infinite, it doesn't make sense.
Well, it makes no sense to me.
Not to us.
No, not to you or me.
But I'll put it into context with my first ever marathon.
Yep.
I was fucked. I was
Yes.
fully fucked. And at that moment in time, that was the most fucked thing ever. I was like, this is fucked.
Correct.
This is
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is really fucked up.
yeah.
And then the exact same thing happened with my first 100 kilometers. I finished and I'm like, I am fucked. Like everything's fucked. And then it just keeps happening. So relative to what you've done.
Yeah.
And yeah, like people, I think people as are like, you must be, hey, it's so tough. It's so, how do you just get through it? It's like, that kind of doesn't even come into the equation because the decision to do the thing is done. So whatever happens, happens. So when I'm waking up after day one, I'm like, doesn't really matter if you have to do the thing. The decision is made. So the toughness is irrelevant.
Right.
Yeah.
So
You're not
look
sitting
at
there
that.
going, I've got to grip my teeth. I've got to be tough. It's like, we understand that.
that's already there.
The next thing is that
That's
you've
already
said
that's already been
You just have to
decided.
do it now.
toughness is a part of going about. Like it's like people who go, you must have a big enough reason why to keep going. It's like fuck no. I started because of why I wanted to do it. How am I going to get through this is the big one.
Yes.
And so toughness and motivation and discipline, all those things don't really come into it because the decision is made and you must do what must be done.
Yes. Discipline's still a part of that, though, I would say. Because, like, you've made the decision, but I've made plenty. And so, like...
You haven't actually made a decision.
I guess
Because
you could say that.
decision
Because
is
the
that
decision
you
is
do
that
it.
you're going to do it. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, it's
And that's
a fair
where
point.
that's the one
Fair
fucking
point.
thing I don't like is when people say, no,
It's an interesting way of
That's actually a
looking
very
at
good
it.
point. Because if you...
Because you've actually decided
you
you've
didn't do
decided
it.
to do nothing.
No,
'cause
exactly.
You've not done it.
No.
Exactly.
That's a great point.
where like a decision and you've made the decision to do it, then it must get done.
Yes.
Yeah.
That you haven't made a decision.
Otherwise
if you're
it's
doing
not
it.
Otherwise, you didn't decide shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You've just said some stuff.
You've said exactly. It's
Yeah.
all words.
We interrupt this podcast transmission to shout out our good friends at Nedd's.
Yes, we do. Sorry, Neds. Sorry. Pisces on the weekend. Tommy spotted it like a dirty nose. Pisces. A nair of note.
Oh, yeah.
A nair of note.
Wasn't favourite, was the market mover.
My daughter looking like being a Pisces, unconfirmed at this point in time.
Yeah.
Obviously, she's not yet born. However, you see a Pisces, Tom sees a Pisces, we see a Pisces, I see a Pisces, we all load up on Pisces, and you get the W. And it's all thanks to Neds.
It is. Now, sure, did we get on Mike Tyson round one? Knockout of Jake Paul? We might have. And
That
there were
was a- that
reasons
was a-
behind
that was a bit of fun.
That was a bit of fun. It was an omen bet. It was a Jarchers got knocked out before. Let's try and do that. And it didn't work. So, it's yin and yang. But if you're going to yin or yang,
Yeah.
you do it with Neds.
Yes, you do. Yin and yangin',
Yeah.
do it with Neds.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
I've got a question.
Yep.
You been eyeing off that chin-up bar? You been eyeing that thing off for
dude.
what? Because you fell in love with that
Well,
chin-up
mate,
bar.
the bar's
like,
been neglected, dog. What's going on?
It's catching rust.
you done with that bar, dog, or what?
I have a severely injured shoulder.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it's fucked up.
From
That's why I had it
running?
strapped on day like 4 or 5.
Because he was strapped to buggery.
I was strapped with an inch of its life that
Yeah,
fucking
one of the great strappings.
all time.
How much tape do you go through, you cunt?
Mate, fuck, we went through some tape. Mummified in the extreme. Yeah, shins were... Mate, just my feet alone.
Dude, those feet were so fucking
Tape
disgusting.
City. Tape City. My shoulder... I had surgery on it like 5 or 6... No, fuck. It'd be a year after school. Yeah, so 6 years ago.
Yeah.
But it was not like a reco or anything. It was just a keyhole removal of the labrum.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just always going to have a weakness if I'm not stably, like, don't do the stabilizer muscles.
Yep.
And when you run and don't use your arms, don't use your upper body, you're going to lose that strength. But yeah, about day 4, just the pounding of my shoulder was so bad. And it's like noticeably worse than the last few years of doing these things. Like, I'm always aware of it. And then even opening the car door to get out today, just opening the door, it
Jesus.
feels like it's about to drop out of its socket.
Would you move when you're running? Would your mind move to like, I'm just like my feet, I can't get over how much my feet fucking hurt. And then would you just move to your shoulder, or would you just obsess over one thing or all of it? Or
It's really funny because, again, based like on that topic of like the decisions made, you have to you can't overthink anything. You have to just let it be, and what will be will be. So with the pain in my feet, I would address it and then just go, well, that's just pain. And then the shoulder would happen. I go, oh, it's just pain. And then it usually just subsides, and I think about how boring this fucking track is, or how someone said this, and then I'll go on to this freaking mushy brain thought on
Yeah.
and then an hour will pass, and then I never really like.
So you could go those lengths of time without being like, my feet are fucking killing me.
The whole time it's there.
Yeah, right.
But you're not like, I think if
You're
all
not
you do is address
hyperfixated.
it, that's when you start to go, well, this is too much. 1 foot out the door, see you later.
yeah.
And then it all comes undone.
Yeah.
I think if you can be very, very general about it and just be like, it's just pain, and you said you're going to be here, so yeah. I want to work out how to best explain that mindset of like the decision is made, so everything around it is just what it is, and like that for me is the one thing everyone wants to know.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you get to that point where you're willing to just die out there, which is not really probably the greatest thing to do, but I think a lot of people want a bit of that.
Well, people I think are fascinated by that because they've so often succumbed to the noise themselves.
I think most people have like, you can have periods or moments of like where you're disciplined, or you can be disciplined in some areas and ill-disciplined in the others, but that whole like, well, no, that's not a decision. I'm like, wow, you've shined a mirror back on me, sir. You know what I mean? Like, because it's like, I'll be like, oh, I'm doing something, and then you won't do it. But then there are areas where it's like you can be very diligent in it. But it's that mentality that you have basically, I would seem like, for everything.
With everything.
Yeah.
And that's even with Chris, with this podcast I went to, he told me 10 a.m. So I'm naturally there at 9 fucking 25 because I can't fucking help myself. Like, God forbid I'm late.
Yeah.
And I rock up and he's not there yet. It's 10:03, 10:04, 10:05. He gets in at 10:06. First thing I said to him, I go, you always this late? And I'm like, what is fucking wrong? Like, can I not do that? Like,
No, I think that's funny.
Yeah, but then I'm like, no, actually, that's the standard at which I hold myself
Yeah.
to. If I make that call and you make that call, why is my time less valuable than yours?
Yeah. What did he say?
Regardless of who you are, what you think you are, like, we're all...
Oh, then how did he
Yeah,
react?
and he goes, and I was like, oh, it's not what I wanted. And like, not that I expect, I'm just saying that like, this is how I go about it. So unfortunately, you obviously don't value time the same way I do.
Well, I'm just glad that you're just given that, because you could see that in our correspondence, I did at one point say 2 p.m.
No, that's fine. I didn't.
Well, yeah.
In my
And
def-
also I was going
I'm
off
not
him.
even going to go with this.
I know you're not going.
No, but it's important to clear up.
It's just important to clarify
because we got here.
you got big dog. You
you
got
here.
fucking big dog by this fucking piece of shit, Chris Williamson. I'm joking. I'm joking. But what happened here was that I said 2 p.m. Then I said 1:30 p.m. My fault, sure, but I would never disrespect your time.
No. And that's fine because you said 2, and so we're even 40 minutes early. Anyway, yeah, and I don't know. There's something about it's like it's fine to like. In my opinion, you still like. I'm not, so diligent with things that I haven't made decisions on. Right? Like it's like I might sleep in if I haven't committed to the fact I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m. every day after these runs or after but once the decision is said and the things and the cold showers and the coffee cup thing and the this and that, that is, once it's in, there's nothing else.
Is there anything OCD about that? And obviously there's the positive side of like doing what you say you're going to do and commit, but like the like fastidious nature of like coffee cup, fucking stairs only, 4H the showers. Is there an element of that where it's like you're kind of getting off on the like, yeah, I've got to fucking...
I don't think
what I'm saying?
It's not OCD. The
an element of it. You know what I mean? Like same postcode.
Yeah, it's like
a teaspoon.
Well, I think it's the opposite in that it's not that I've won by doing it. It's that I will lose if I don't.
If you don't do it.
Yeah. So I thought about this probably like day 3 or 4 on the run. I'm like, dude, has this helped this?
Yes.
Have these taking steps helped this?
Yeah.
Has the decision of holding people to their word of a time helped this?
Yeah.
And it was like the night before the Penny Panthers were out there was this big festival on out there. I don't know if you saw the video of the fireworks.
Yeah, it was the largest
dance party or whatever.
Yeah.
We were out there.
No, it was hard styles or some
yeah,
shit.
you're
it
old
was
fucking
on
caper.
it was on the third night or whatever.
We were out there that night. We heard it, bro.
Hard styles party.
I've watched this fucking fireworks go up, and I was like, yeah, these things are important. It was like this big fucking blow up moment of like,
right.
You must hold yourself to what you say you're going to do every single time. Because right now, in this moment, when shit is as worst as it will be, as bad as it will be, you're not willing to go, it hurts, I'm out. You're actually willing to double down and go, you fucking said this, see it through.
It's like brain training.
It's all it is.
Yeah.
Do you
I also
do you do those things
Burnt
to
who?
No, keep going. Sorry.
do you do those things to train your brain, or have you always done those things?
No, I haven't always.
Yeah.
It's definitely been the last
okay.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who'd you burn?
You set someone on fire?
Not a fire, not actual flames, but
okay.
I like a friend of mine who, like, I wouldn't say friend really. I'd say
you didn't when you did that.
Yeah.
That's what gave it away.
Yeah, the quotation marks.
Fuck, I'm actually going to keep this one to myself. I'm
Okay,
going to keep
no,
this one to myself.
that's all right,
Yeah, because it'll draw a bit of attention to who it was. So let's just.
Okay, well, can you tell us when we cut it out?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. I want to talk about your feet. We touched on it for a second, but the feet thing really fucked me up. I got to be honest. And
You're
again,
a big feet guy, aren't you?
Well, I mean, you mean like a feet guy as in like feet porn, feet fetish sort of
Yeah, you're a
stuff?
feet
Not
guy.
huge on it, I'll be honest. Certainly not if they're involving your feet, dude.
Yeah.
But like, I am a blister will ruin my day sort of guy.
Yeah.
Or will ruin a walk. Just to see the like, and you saw video footage of like some of the blisters squirting like halfway across the fucking country, like. How far into it did they get? And could you just talk me through, like, can you give me a bit of like a rundown on how many blisters, sort of like where were they? Was the whole thing blistered? What was the management process? Like, they look all right now.
Yeah, but see where there's the outside
Yeah.
skin, there's like all that.
Yeah.
That was all ripped.
Just all ripped open?
So it's all just like really.
Yeah, I
patchy.
can see it. Yeah.
Same with that. It's like all that.
Yeah.
So, but the other, so essentially, what happened
You got to go to YouTube, Punters Dribble, if you want any fucking visuals.
from where the toe meets the foot pad?
Yep.
After about day 3, because the track tartan is for speed, right? It's not for slow plodding.
Yeah.
So no matter what kind of shoe you have it not be a spike and a short distance. If you're running anything over 200K on that thing, you essentially land and then it's like, it almost like does a little shimmy every time you land because you hit the tartan and it goes,
Okay.
so your foot's like almost.
Oh, I'm with
Constantly
you.
shifting.
Yeah. So no matter what shoe you're in, you're gonna cop it. Obviously, the tartan is made for spikes because the cushion is in the tartan, not the shoe.
Yes.
And that's where you propel forward. So I got the end of day 1, and there were a few blisters about the toes, but more like nothing I hadn't had before. I don't mind a blister, to be honest. It's weird, but I kind of like them.
That is weird. Yeah.
Yeah. In that it draws
Not
attention
kinda
to your
weird.
blisters. You're not thinking about your hip pain or your neck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
It's like
interesting.
just water, right?
Yeah.
And then the end of day 2, it rained. fucked me up.
Yeah, right.
And then I was like, oh shit, I do not like blisters.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then by the day 3, that was what you guys saw, that video. That was day 3. That was my phone on day 3. Like they turned quick.
Yeah.
That's fucked. That
was day
wild,
3.
bruh.
And I remember
How much worse do they get from day 3?
On night 4. So I would be in my, throws in the bed, like tossing and turning, and I'd like, because there was so much pain in my feet, I would just like naturally, if I was in a bit of a dreamy state, I'd go down and like try and pop them in the bed without me really knowing.
Oh, really?
While you're asleep, you do it.
I'd wake up with like sprays like on the wall.
Oh, Jesus.
It was pretty chat. It was It was pretty fucked up.
That's fucked.
I know, but in the state I was in, that was the least.
No, I don't. I'm observing that if I had been sitting in the room watching you in a daze squirting fucking the
Oh yeah. But everyone's like, everyone around there was just like, the belly copped a few to the face.
Oh, no. I'd
yeah.
walk off the job, belly, you poor bastard.
He's on the front line.
Dude, he's a
fully.
real one. If you, I would not be sticking around. I love you, dude. If you hit me in the eye with a fucking bit of blister, I'd be out quick.
Yeah. I think the worst part of them all, so the blisters were what they were, but where it went, the toe to the fat pad, that ripped away on both sides. So it was like raw skin under the toe and above the fat pad.
Yep.
So essentially, like
Raw skin under the
so
toe.
essentially, like your
foot's
fat pad's
peeling
there.
apart.
This is coming out, and so under that is
I'm
like
with you.
raw skin.
Yeah, I'm
right?
with you. Yeah, I'm
But
with you.
It felt like the more I went, the more that peeled, and so what we had to do to soak up any fluid that was getting in there, would put wool around.
Yep.
And obviously they're really infected, so we're putting betadine and we're trying to
That
antibiotics.
wouldn't hurt at all.
So what fucking happened was, I didn't know, like I was laying there on the bed and Billy's like, I got to fix these. We'll re-wool it. Puts a bit of betadine, but it gets in the gap that was cut open in the raw skin.
Yes.
Drops in. Worst pain I felt the whole time. Of all the things,
Dude.
of all the things, it was the
Because
worst
that's like
pain.
straight in. It's like dropping it right into the depths of hell. Like it's right into you.
Yeah, and you can't, because you're up like this, you can't like twist over and tip it out.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right into the depths of hell.
dude, that's
exactly
right
what
into
is.
it. You're
Yeah,
dropping
yeah.
it right in. It's like,
Belly said on one of his posts, he goes, there was a moment, we were 100K in, and I saw a face I've never seen of Nedd's, and he didn't say why, but it was because of the betadine.
damn.
And he's just like, I've never seen a face like it. Like, he's seen a few faces, but yeah, I reckon that was the worst pain. I'm screaming. I'm like, get it out. He's like putting water on it, trying to like,
Jesus.
yeah.
Is it safe to say, given all this foot chat, that you wouldn't do another challenge on tartan for these reasons, like the friction reasons?
Or is
Yeah,
that-
not another challenge. I'd definitely love to do get into quicker stuff. So I'll definitely do more like track.
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm talking about like these, like where it's like
Psycho
this,
shit.
where that constant friction is just.
I
becomes
wouldn't
real
mind a
fucking
24 hour, like have a go at 24 hours on a track.
Yep.
Just like see how fucking far I can go in 24 hours.
Yep.
But like, yeah, anything more than that's not really my cup of tea.
Did people give advice around like the location of the challenge before you did it, in terms of like, oh, if you do it on a track like this, you will get more friction, there will be more blisters? Like,
I
do you go into that sort of detail?
I learnt a bit. Like I asked the questions and obviously there's a reason why the track is slower record than the road. But I did what I tell everyone is, if you want to know something, go and do it yourself. And that's why I went and ran around the track, do my training on the track. And I caught blisters and my feet were quite hardened from it, but yeah, nothing can kind of match that. And obviously, sponsored by Puma, amazing shoes, love them.
Shout out
There
to
is-
I'm loving
there is-
I'm loving my Pumas at the moment. Thank you very much.
the big
Thank you
thickies.
very much. Listen, I got a confession. I got my size wrong, but
Perfect.
it's now my second.
Too
pair of
big or
new shoes.
small?
Too small. I'm a big thick
Fuck.
boy. I know, dude. I'm fucking
Hate that. You
thick.
should have told me.
No, that's fine.
Well,
mate.
no, he picked the size.
I
That's
said the size.
No, he
so
said
it's my
the
fuck
size. No, when you asked me what
What are you,
size,
half or more?
up. Probably more.
A whole, 12 and a half?
Well, no, you
No, what did I get? 11.
no, you got an 11.5. You're a 12.
Yeah, it must be a 12. Don't
Well,
worry.
you
I don't
thought
need
you were
any
on
more,
that.
dude. I don't need any more. I've got a lot of running
He doesn't
shoes.
know
I
it's his
appreciate
fuck up.
it. It's my fuck up. That's not.
Well,
I
it's a
didn't.
shame because they're good shoes.
They're great shoes. I wanted to run in them, but I didn't bring you here just to get some more shoes off you.
Wear the Nitro. The Nitro's a good shoe.
I gave them to my brother because I love my brother and I wanted to generously gift him some shoes. Now, they were given to us after we did the live stream, so I'm not trying to fleece you for shoes, Ned. I need you to know that.
The Nitro's my day-to-day shoe now. Big fan of it.
The Velocity?
I can't get around day to day in just runners. I feel like, and
I'm
again,
talking
you're
about
an
when
athlete.
I'm talking about when I'm working out.
Okay, well, that's not day to day then.
My
That's
day-to-day workout shoe.
Okay.
Tom?
Well, no, that's a different story because day to day, like he can get around in runners because he's an athlete. But I feel like if
I
we
would
get
love
around
for
in,
you to get around
in runners,
bro.
dude. You
Would ya?
look, no, I wouldn't. I never would.
You should.
No, mate, I'd look like a fucking father. You know, I look like a middle-aged like dad who's just sort
That's
of No, listen, I love being a dad, but it's just a bit dorky. No disrespect to any of you who just live in sand shoes out there. Big Day Rosé Magnums on sale right now, punters and dribblers, and they're flying off the shelves.
Go big and thick
Yep.
this summer. I've always been of the opinion, Tom, that bigger is better, thicker is better, bigger and thicker is better.
Yep.
And that's what you get with the Big Day Rosé Magnum. Now, it's a bit more affordable than a 6-pack if you're that way inclined, if you're looking for a cheaper option.
Well, you may not have tried the rosé before, and you're like, listen, I want to try some Big Day Rosé, but I can't go out and get a 6-pack of it. And you go, well, that's okay, that's fine, because the Magnums are here.
That's right. You want to rock up to a party and be a sick cunt?
Yeah.
Get a Magnum.
Ice cold Big Day Rosé Magnums. Go to hellosport.shop.
On dadding, how we feeling? I mean, you've been through it.
Mate, I'm good.
Yep.
The morale's high. Ella's in a good spot at the moment.
When's
Very
due
cute
date?
video on Instagram the other day of the
I
reveal.
know.
That was very
How's
nice.
that?
That was very nice.
Do you like that one?
Yeah, it's good. I was big. I was giddy.
Yeah.
I was giddy.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
That was quite nice to watch.
March, my friend. March. Little
Good
girl in March. Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's all happening. But no, she's good, mate. The first trimester, she was fucked.
Right.
Like sick. Not vomiting, but felt really nauseous. Felt like she was hungover every day. No
It's
energy.
wild that they like just the idea of being sick, like feeling nauseous at any point is bad. But then you think about when they just feel it every day for what is it, 12 weeks-ish sort of.
12
like,
weeks, yeah. Some days were like pretty bad, you know. Like she was, and so she's come out of that feeling a lot better, and now she's just getting into the big. Like carrying, she's put on. We've been weighing her at the gym. Like the weight they put on's crazy, bro.
In that last.
Yeah,
they're growing They're growing a goddamn human in there.
That's it.
And then you get to third trimester where Steph's at, where she's like, get it out, bro.
When's
January 7. Yeah, real close. And I'm predicting it'll be December, baby. It'll come early, bro. It's third one. It's going to fall out probably.
4 days?
Just fall out, you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon in December.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, they just found out falling out,
well,
mate.
third, mate, just fall out. Yeah.
No, they
I'm
complain
sure she'd
about
love
piece
it
of
if you say that.
yeah.
It's a piece of piss, I'm sure.
Oh, mate, it's a fucking walk in the
It's a
park,
piece of
mate.
piss by the
Oh,
third
you
one, mate. Yeah.
No, honestly, mate, just fucking fall out of you.
Yeah. What about you, mate? Kids soon? What do you reckon? 25? That's the next
Mate.
challenge?
Mate, no kids yet.
Okay.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Is that the new?
Mate, I've never been more
His next
single in my
challenge,
life. Never been
Oh,
more
yeah?
single. Nah, it's good.
Okay, that's nice. It's nice to
I
hear.
enjoy it.
Single, ready to mingle?
Yeah, what's this? Are we ready to
Or
mingle now?
single?
It's just
Now
an
that you've
odd.
done the
It's an,
chaos.
yeah, but it's a weird one. Like it's fucking like going out is like.
Because you're Nedd Brockmann now?
Well, I don't want
I
to.
know
say
you don't want to
that,
say that. I
but,
said
like
it.
it's.
He said it for you.
I
So
said
you
it
don't have
for
to
you.
say it.
It's just like. It's very, very different.
The courting would be very different, right? I can only imagine
Yeah.
because there is a knowledge of you that they have, whereas you don't know who the fuck they are.
Yeah. There's like and you're just like.
Is there like
What's
a
going
runners dating app?
Oh God.
Long
fuck
distance
no,
lovers?
I hope not because I'm not fucking going on it. Jesus Christ.
Would you ever consider like rolling up the Malay and
Yeah,
put
well,
putting like a little
I have to.
disguise on or something?
I've
When you're
went to
dating?
a party the other day with just a big green wig on and hat on. And
Oh, see, that's
glasses
nice.
on, but it still doesn't work.
Well, no, because I mean they still can probably.
So
Well,
if I raise it,
if Tom wore a green wig, I'd be like, that's Tom.
that's still Tom.
Yeah, that's Tom with a green wig on.
Yeah, that's fair.
no, it's like I don't know. It's I'm not on any apps or anything.
Can I ask another question then?
Please.
Because obviously
You should inbox people just on Strava, just
no-
like fucking.
Yeah, dude, check me splits. Just pick them on splits, dude. Dude, that's what the dating app would be called, splits.
Splits.
Do you get fucking pounded in the DMs? And I'm not asking you to brag. This isn't about but I'm just because
Simple yes or no will do.
yeah.
No, they're good. DMs are good. it's
That's easier than
they're
dating
healthy.
pool,
DMs
you
are
know what I
healthy.
mean? Like that's easier than because when you're out and about, it's a bit, as you say, it's a bit weird.
Fully.
DMs, you're sort of like, okay, I can sort of just peruse this as
Yeah.
You engage your fucking Instagram's your dating profile. You don't
Yeah,
know.
for sure. I mean, I don't know. I'm not rushing. I'm not rushing anything. I don't want to. I'm not on the prowl. I'm just like,
You just
if
live it.
anything happens,
Yeah.
that's great.
Just live it.
But I'm also like in a
that'd be sweet.
bit of a hectic kind of, deload from it all. So the last thing I really need is to just like over consume that with stuff I probably don't need. But
Yeah, absolutely.
because it was like, even now I went out to Mudgee for a few days just on my own with the dog just to like kind of decompress, because post run I like was in traumatic state for like 7 days, and then Uncomfortable Challenge started, so I was like getting around that, and we had all the finish of that, and then it's just like so overstimulating, and then so I was like, I got to get away.
How was that good country air? Oh, good for the
When
soul.
did this like this
it looked hectic.
unbelievable. They offered. I was like, no, I'm going to pay. I don't want to have to share like a fucking. Let me just buy the thing.
Yeah.
And then no obligation, because then you got sponsors going, hey,
Yeah.
why'd you share that? And you didn't.
No,
Yeah,
I get it. Then you
yeah.
got to like figure out what you're going to post,
Oh
and
my
it's just
God.
all a bit
And I just
stressful.
like, let me just pay the money.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
fine,
I
honestly.
enjoy it.
But yeah, went out there and just like wrote a lot, read a lot, just no phone, put it away, because they're distracting, those things.
Very.
What I'm hearing.
Don't I
There's
know?
a lot of zombies, a lot of people just for fucking like
Yep.
just can't get their head
Don't
out
look
of
at
it.
me weekly fucking screen time. Ugh.
Yeah.
Don't look at it on a Sunday if I've been to a Bucks.
She's up there.
I'm pumped to hear you did that, dude. That's
Yeah.
mad.
Yeah.
And you're feeling where you at now?
Yeah.
What are we? 4, 5 weeks?
I think I left. I think I
Since-
left to Mudgee to get an answer on what it is I want to do in the next few years, and I came back with the understanding that whatever it is I do, it's okay. Mm-hmm. As opposed to like needing an answer.
Yeah.
It was like, you're all good. You're in the best position ever. Everything's great. Everything's going well. What will be, and as I said, I'm free. I feel like there's a lot of pressure, not from anyone else but myself, in this whole lead up to this.
Yeah.
And like, not even to get the record, but to just like be the fucking person I know I am, even though sometimes it feels like the easier, simpler way is to just get on with life and not be in the public eye, or not be, you could do those things and it's very easy to just get by.
Yep.
But I think the trade-off is then I don't get to do the fundraising. I don't get to have the impact that I want to have. And so that all just comes with it.
So is there an element of that where like the life you've created for yourself in that you're now who you are, is there like, do you feel a bit of like a burden of that? Or like, is that sort of part of the shit that you work through where you're like, it's all good, but sometimes it may feel like, oh fuck, I've got to be this thing, or like
I've always said it, and I reckon this is one thing I think for sure, is that if I could raise the money, do the inspiration, and also there's a commercial aspect to this, like you need to live a life, right? Like you can't just fundraise and go back to get on the tools. Like
You need
whether
money.
I need partners, or I need to build out my brand, or
Yeah.
I need to, whatever it is. If I could do all those things without being known, I don't think anyone would know me.
yeah,
Because I've somewhat tasted a bit of what it's like. And I don't think, I'm trying to dance around this in a way where I'm very appreciative and grateful, and that it is what it is. But I think the pursuit of wanting to be known is that's not
It's
a
an
pursuit
edge
you
one.
want.
yeah.
Like to be famous, or to like, if that's your goal,
That's
that's a fucking.
Well, you
it's
don't
not a
know what
good
you're
one.
talking about.
You've got no idea. And like, so then going and becoming somewhat known. Again, I'm a fucking F grade celebrity at that.
but that's like the highest you'd want to go.
Yeah.
But
Do you know
also,
what I mean? Like in terms of,
you
in terms
don't want
of
to be
like,
Brad fucking Pitt, right?
No,
that's what I mean.
But in like Australia, right? Like I'm hardly even, it's just like,
I would disagree with that assertion. I think you're being, but I mean, it's not the goal, so it's not like you're
Yeah.
fucking, but
it's like, but what is happening is that we are raising, like we've raised $7.5 million in the last 2 years.
Fuck, that's good.
Soon to be 8.5 through two very cool things that have just happened with Mobilise. So almost 10 mil over the last 2 years, which the impact of that
Massive.
and like that for me is like, who cares if like it's all good, mate. You got just this is part of it.
Yeah.
It's a trade-off, and your life isn't worse.
No. It's amazing, and again, you get access to. There's amazing things you get to do because of where you get to, but the most amazing thing about it all is that, and then the uncomfortable challenge where I've got people fucking moving, getting off their asses, and I guess being kind of trying to be present and just enjoying it for what it is while I have it.
Love that.
Yeah.
Now to some real vapid questions, which are purely to do with fame and being known. Your Instagram fucking pumped during the uncomfortable challenge.
Right.
Like it just it blew the fuck up. What was the most you grew in a day, you reckon?
I don't know the numbers, but that
What are we on now?
Oh shit, I gotta call me mother. Sorry, keep going.
So you don't know.
Nah, I think that reel, the final reel, the big one.
Oh, that was a ripper.
Yeah, they showed me that.
Oh, that was a ripper.
They showed me that morning.
Burmo reckons he came up with that song idea.
Really?
I don't know if he did or not. I don't know if he's talking shit. He mentioned that recently, and I'm like, are you sure about that?
I remember I had no input in it, but I heard it like at a wedding like 7 years ago.
It's a great song.
It's amazing.
But that acoustic version was sick. It's a great video.
That's what I mean. That acoustic version at
Oh,
the
you
wedding.
heard? Oh,
Yeah. No, I know Proclaimers.
I was going to say, great song.
Everyone's
Everyone knows
heard
it, bro.
that.
Come on.
Yeah. No, and then they showed me that morning, and I was like, because I was like, I want to put something up. I'm done. And then Adrian's like, just give me 2 minutes. So putting all together the last footage into the thing to go.
Yeah, right.
But what they'd done as well, like everything was lined up. Everything was like the Bursty team, the content there was fucking unbelievable. But
Yeah.
they like when the money comes in for what I could do, like me shaking Noah's hand, the fireworks at the right time, like it was just
Oh, mate,
magic.
it was magnificently well done.
Yeah. I think that reel was like 100,000 follows from that reel.
Wow.
Yeah, or it'd be like 90,000 odd. Yeah. So once
What
that
are you
went
up to now? Like I think 590 or something.
Yeah.
592 it says.
592.
Yeah, it's a weird like so many.
That's
people,
a lot of cunts.
It's a lot. It's quite. I just don't fucking post when I'm not doing anything. Like it's a very engaged audience that don't get much. Like
Oh yeah, well,
when I put up something like
there's a bit of dog content.
there's a bit of dog stuff, but I don't put emphasis on it. Like as much as I know it's a very valuable tool.
Yeah.
And my team fucking hate me because of it, but like I just at the chance I look like a flog that is trying to talk about their big thing they did that wasn't that big
Yeah.
and fucking post about it 16 times until we go, oh, fuck righto, mate. I just never want to be that person.
Yeah.
So I'll do me one post and I'll go, all right, I'm out.
But you don't need. But you can just post about fucking what you're doing.
I know, and
Because people are interested in what you're doing.
Yeah.
You don't. It doesn't need to all be posts about the fucking
Run.
thing you've done. You know.
Yeah, and I know people are interested in like the recovery and that's why I put a bit of story stuff up. But I will always be inclined to not, as opposed to
Yes.
I better get something up.
Yes, I'm with you.
And there's elements of like I probably should be a bit better because it is a business and that's the game. But
Yep.
fuck,
You're
like,
just not terribly comfortable with it.
No, it's not even comfortable. It's like I'll always err on the side of fuck. It's not that important to put up, so I'm not going to do it. Whereas the probably better way would be to go, there's something here, I could just post it. I just because I feel like when I do another thing, it'll just do the same thing. Like I don't put enough emphasis on building my followers.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
you
I
don't
think-
fucking. They're pretty. It's going nicely.
Well, I just don't, like, you will follow if you want to see what I do. And so trying to hit an algorithm or all that, that's never been a thing
Oh
for
yeah,
me.
yeah.
I just like could not care less. Because the people are there when I do post, they're very just like straight onto it. I do feel like it's very engaged at least.
Yes.
Fucking oath.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
But TikTok went up I've not even looked at that thing. I don't know what goes on.
We
with
can't
that
get
thing.
off 64.9. Can't do it.
fucking
So we
hate
need like, can
TikTok.
we get some advice on how
Yeah,
to get
dude,
off
we need
fucking
some TikTok
64?
advice.
24/7 live stream, 12 days.
Is that what we do? Like almost kill yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, is that what?
Okay.
Okay.
What
We
can
can't
do?
get off it.
Well, listen, dude, I don't know.
It just feels like we've been on 64.9 for fucking
10
10
years.
years.
And I don't
But maybe
really
that's
know.
what's required.
Well, listen, I'm not prepared to do that.
So I'm assuming, are you going to the TikTok Awards next Wednesday?
No.
You going?
Oh, I have to
You got to go present an award?
present an award.
Oh, what do you present? Surely you'll win an award.
Big TikTok guy.
No, because it wasn't.
Are you going to be creator of the year?
Oh, mate, I'm not.
Sure.
No. TikTok
reckon
were a
you
great
might be.
partner.
No, they were a great partner.
and-
Sorry, yeah, we're shitting on his partner.
No, I'm not.
TikTok, give us some fucking
Nah,
boost.
yeah,
up.
we're not-
How do
we-
Hang on, we're not shitting on TikTok. All I'm saying is we
They
can't,
also did a.
we
100
can't get off
grand.
64.9. That's all I'm saying.
TikTok, help them out. Yeah.
Help us out.
TikTok. Yeah.
Just
Give us
Pump-
boost
give
us
us
and
fucking-
shit, you know?
But they donated 100 grand,
Crazy.
which was pretty cool.
Yep.
First they've ever done that, Oz, which is
But
pretty.
so is it you and Indy Clinton going toe to toe for fucking creative?
Me and
the
I
year?
see, baby. Me and I see.
Yeah.
I think that was part of the deal is that I had to present an award.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So
Not
I'm rocking
hosting.
up to me TikTok awards.
Yeah, what are you wearing?
I'm wearing this. Fuck
Are ya?
that. I'm wearing this.
Dude,
Ned's
where can we
milk.
get one of those? 3/4 fucking Ned's milk.
Well,
stickers, dude. Pretty
I want a
cool.
Ned's milk
I want
shirt.
a
There
Ned
was a
milk
bit
shirt.
of
Because that looks like work clubber.
Yeah, I want work clubber, but I'd wear it to work. As in this work.
They're
Not
very good. I'm
Work
not gonna lie,
clubber.
This is my
I
favorite.
want my clubber.
Yeah.
I got a clubber drawer at home and I need
Where
that
do
in
we
there.
where do we get some?
Well,
clubber, mate?
I'm
Sounds like he's about
thinking.
to say no to us.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
I put up a story the other day and said, "What do we think people would like? Do we do a limited run?" There's a bit of love there. We might just do like a, I don't know, minimum order. You know.
Yeah. MOQs. we call it.
MOQ, mate.
MOQs, we
Minimum
call it,
order
the merch,
quantities.
yeah.
I actually did a run of these 7. I did 7 of them.
Okay.
Because I want to get my dad one, my brother one, and give a few mates ones.
I saw Clancy's going on.
Clancy
Fuck you,
did get
Clancy.
Okay.
Fuck you, bro.
Listen, he was there in the.
He also doesn't have a baggy cream, so you can fucking.
Oh, am I wearing it?
No, you're not.
Oh, I
You're a
thought I
dog.
was wearing it.
No,
Sorry,
it's
listen,
on the,
4 pints. Sorry, 4 pints.
Shout out to
Sorry,
him.
mate. Shout out
Well,
to
balance.
Japanese lager.
Balance.
Yeah, so we might do them.
I think we should.
I think we should. We should.
We
do it.
should. You guys in?
Yeah.
Right.
We can do them.
Their Pilbara collection. You can't, no fucking. Aussie
Do 'em proper?
people.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Do 'em
that's
proper?
fine.
Proper.
How much do you want? 10% or something.
We can talk off here, mate.
Mate, thanks for coming in. It's been great to see you.
Appreciate
Love
it.
your work, brother.
What a fun time, boys.
Mate, it is fun.
Can't wait.
Got a lot of love for you. Got a lot of respect for what you do, mate, and the way you hold yourself.
I appreciate it.
Well done, buddy. You should be very proud of yourself because we're proud as punch, aren't we, Tom?
Yeah, a couple of proud
Well,
dads.
I'm
over
proud
it.
of you too, boys, as well.
thanks,
know
mate.
that.
10 mil in 2 years. I'm rounding up. Get
No,
over
you
it.
round the fuck up, dude.
You
10
don't
minutes
round
in.
down from there.
No, you do not.
No
You
one
round the
does.
fuck up from there. Beautiful, mate. Well, listen, I'd like to see you sometime between now and Christmas off mic so we can sit down and I know eat a healthy meal. We don't have to eat like shit, or we can if you want, but I wouldn't mind.
One of my 4 rips, maybe.
I don't mind getting on one of your 4 ribs.
I want to be into
one
one
of the
them.
4s. Yeah.
It's pretty funny. I've told a few people, I've got 4 from now till like New Year's. Everyone goes, I want to be on one of them.
Walk us into one of the 4
We're
ribs.
like, oh, fuck. All right. Which one am I doing? I don't
Yeah.
even know which one's
Well,
out.
mate, we're ripping tomorrow if you want to come.
Righto.
It's one
No
of your 4
worries.
ribs. Mate, thanks for coming in. We'll see you soon, eh?
Thank you, boys.
Love you, bro.
Could you two just not talk anymore?